We're here at the Big 12 Spring Business Meetings. We're here with Commissioner Bob Bowlsby. Bob, is the first day of the meetings here today. Some of the things that were discussed, one of the things was the student-athlete safety as far as concussions. Kind of fill us in exactly where that is. The Big 12 has been one of the leaders as far as making sure student-athletes are safe as far as concussions, correct?
Well, that's where we want to be. We want to be out in front of it. We certainly were very supportive of the changes in the targeting rules and helmet-to-helmet contact, and so I think we've put in place the kinds of rules that we need on the playing field on game day. But we've also been gathering a lot of data behind the scenes on how many kids are getting concussions or sub-concussion injuries in practice with full pads. How about with shells and helmets? How about with just helmets alone? How many are being gained in the preseason versus the regular season? And so we have gathered a lot of data. We want to be on the cutting edge of it. We have looked at observers and how they might fit into making sure that we don't have anybody re-entering a game. We've talked a lot about return to play, but we haven't talked a lot about return to learn. And there really is a cognitive diminishment that goes along with a concussion, and student athletes are not ready to go back to the classroom immediately after a concussive event. And so it's a complex environment, but more than anything else, what we've continued to do is have a stake in the ground that says medical professionals are going to be making these decisions. It isn't going to be a coach. It isn't going to be a trainer. It's going to be a doctor who is ready to administer a protocol and make absolutely certain that the young man or young woman is ready to go back and participate.
Another thing, there was a working group about sportsmanship. There were a couple of things discussed, but one of those, probably a lot of interest, there was an incident at a Big 12 basketball game this last year as far as fans on the court. What changes are being made along those lines?
Well, Ian McCaw, the athletic director at Baylor, led a subgroup that looked into how we go about managing our events, and we added 4 things to our game management and sports-like conduct. One of them was, in the case of court storming or field storming, the home management has the responsibility for making sure that visiting team, visiting officials, game officials, table crews all receive safe passage out of the arena. Now, you know, there are also a certain group of responsibilities that go along with hosting any public assembly facility, and so the safety of the fans is certainly the home management's responsibility. Getting patrons in and out of their seats and in and out of the entrances, we didn't even attempt to deal with those things. What we dealt with was the conduct on the floor, and our role as a conference is to make sure that our officials and our table crews and our teams and our coaches get to where they're supposed to go as safely as possible. And so to the extent that institutions don't do those things, we now have the prerogative to issue reprimands or assess fines or even to withhold home contests in the future. And so I feel like we have a full array of prerogatives available to us to make sure that we have the safest possible conduct of our events.
It's Big 12 Commissioner Bob Bowlsby reporting from the Big 12 Spring Business Meetings. I'm Wendell Barnhouse for the Big 12 Digital Network.